Good morning, students. I am educator of Bhakti International School. Today we are going to start our first chapter of physics, class 9th, that is NCERT Science chapter number 8, motion. Now in this chapter we will study about different types of SI units like kilogram, then like mass, distance, displacement, motions. That word motions comes means we will going to discuss about acceleration, velocity, all these things, and mostly from this chapter equations, derivations and numericals are coming in examinations, and thus mostly students have only one issue from this chapter, one problems only, that how to solve the numericals. So to solve the numericals, first we have to proper knowledge of the basic units and basic terms and definitions and formulas of this chapter. If we have proper knowledge of all the SI units of all terms, like distance, for distance what we use, meter, kilometer, right? For time, hour, second, mostly seconds. So if we have a proper knowledge of all the units, then it was very easy to solve the numericals. Why? Because if I will say you, if I have a pen, then what was the length of the pen? I will say 10. What 10? 10 meter, 10 centimeter, 10 kilometer. If we didn't write the SI unit, then the magnitude that we are going, the numerical value we are giving to the length of a pen is 10, that is not acceptable. So without unit, the magnitude doesn't any value. So we will start our chapter. First our introduction, what we are going to study in this chapter. First we will see that what we are going to study, and to study all these points, I will swear that you doesn't have any doubt in this chapter and you are easily solve all the numericals of this chapter. Now first the introduction. What we are going to study in this first state? What is state? In chemistry there are three states: solid, liquid and gas, right? But here in physics there are two type of state. One is rest and one is motion. What is rest? What is motion? If I will give you one example, then it is clear, and we will study all these points, all the definitions of these terms, okay, in after when we will discuss this point. So first I will give you some introduction about rest and motion, okay, with an example. What is rest? If I am standing here, if a boy is standing at a point A, okay, and they are not moving, they are not changing their place from one place to another place, they are not changing their position, then we will say the boy is at rest. If I will change the position, I will standing here right now, if I will went from here to here, then what we will say? With the time the position was changed with respect of time, then it is called motion. What we will say? Motion. Then after studying state, we are studying the physical quantities and system of unit. Physical quantities. Physical quantities are two types. One is scalar quantity and one is vector quantity. What is scalar quantity? A quantity which has only have a magnitude, means they doesn't need any direction. So the quantities which have only magnitude, then it is called scalar quantity. If the quantities, physical quantities have magnitude as well as direction, then it is called vector quantity. So there are two type of physical quantities, and according to these quantities length, mass, time, temperature, all these are including in scalar quantity. One example, mass. Then we are calculating our mass in kg, right? So the SI system of unit means we have, I told you right now, if the length of a pen is 10, then how we will recognize that what was the actual length of this pen? 10 meter, 10 centimeter, 10 kilometer. So it is not acceptable. So it was very necessary to write the unit also. Okay, so if I will say it is 10 centimeter, then we properly understand the length of the pen is 10 centimeter. So this is the unit. So we will study about physical quantities and system of unit in our second point in this chapter. The third point that we are going to discuss in this chapter is distance and displacement. It is very close to each other. They are related to each other. Only small difference between them. And what was this? I will give you example, then you will better understand. This is your home and this is your school. Okay. So you have to reach from your home to school, okay, by road. Then what happen? You will go first in east direction, then north direction, then again east direction, and you reached your school. So it is 5 kilometer, it is 2 kilometer, and it is 3 kilometer. So means how many distance you traveled? 5 plus 2, 7 plus 3, 10 kilometer total distance you traveled, right? But so this is called distance, means the total path you covered, that is your distance. Then what is displacement? The shortest path. If I will go to school by a shortest path, means with a straight path, that is called a displacement, means that is, I told you that is only 5 kilometer. So I travel 10 kilometer, then I will reach school. But in displacement I traveled only 5 kilometer and I will reach that school. And you didn't understand, I will give you one example. The train follow distance, but the aeroplane follow displacement. Why? Because train will travel at a path, and the path from Surat to Kota. Okay, first it reach Vadodara, then Ahmedabad, then Kota. Okay, so it will take distance 5, 4, 6, 5. Okay, but if I will travel with an aeroplane, then what happen? I doesn't have to go Vadodara and Ahmedabad. I will directly go to Kota by air path. Okay, so it will cover displacement. Why? Because it is the shortest and the straight path. So the shortest and the straight path is called displacement. We will study deeply in our next video what is distance and displacement and their definitions and example. Now we are only seeing the introduction of this chapter. Okay, so I will give you small hint of this topic. Speed, we all know what is speed. When velocity, it's are same, like distance and displacement. It have only small difference. Like that, speed and velocity have also very small difference between them. Okay, what is speed? Distance upon time, right? If I will joint in speed direction also, then it is velocity. Understand? If I am traveling with the speed and I have also direction, then it is called velocity. Only this much difference between speed and velocity. Average speed and average velocity means there are, if I will change the speed at some interval, every same interval, then it is called average speed. If I will change the velocity at same interval, that it is called velocity. If the intervals are same, okay, then it is uniform, and intervals are not same, then it is non-uniform. We will all discuss in deeply in our next video. What is acceleration? So if acceleration is totally depends on velocity, so the proper knowledge of velocity is very important to understand acceleration. Mostly all the students and all are thinking acceleration means high speed, means to increase the speed. No, acceleration is totally depends on velocity. Okay, there are two type of accelerations. One is increasing velocity and one is decreasing velocity. The increasing is called acceleration and the decreasing is called retardation. Okay, uniform and non-uniform acceleration. Then equations of motion. It is very important topic of this chapter. Mostly all the numericals are coming from this topic, equations of motion, and it is very important topic. Why? Because from now how in every chapter of physics, in higher classes also, these equations are used in each and every chapter of in physics, as well as this is also this equations is also used in chemistry also in some chapter. In some chapters of chemistry also use these equations for solving their numericals. So we will study in this chapter to how first we will derive the equation, how we will derive the equation, and how we will use these equations. We will study in deeply in this chapter. Then circular motion. Then what is circular motion? What is linear motions? We will study in this chapter. And graphical representation of motions means how we will represent the equations of motion in graph. That is called graphical representation of motion. So we are going to study these all the points in this chapter, and these all the basic point. If we will study properly and we will know all the points if we know all the points, then it is very easy for us to solve the numericals and to understand it through this chapter.